really got it bumping.
Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Quick to put a dude in this place, he out cold with a tombstone, grab her the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem. Everybody stone cold till they hit with the rock bottom. Sharpshooter, I won't miss him like Bret Hart. Like Al Snow, they gon' need him a head start. I just might catch a better body than Mickey James. Get acquainted with the name, we bringin' the pain. Like Kane in the ring, all I see is red. Paul Bearer, Undertaker, I can see the dead. John Cena putting hands in your face. Ted DiBiase got $1 million on the waist. B2TF, better stay in your place.
Welcome to another episode of Boot to the Face, powered by FullPressCoverage.com. Go there for all your sporting wants and needs, where I am sure they will talk about those goddamn Boston Celtics and their 18th, count it, 18th. They got more championships than Jack Nicklaus. No, I think they're tied with Jack Nicklaus. But they win their 18th NBA championship with dismantling 4-1 of the Dallas Mavericks, and the Boston Celtics are your NBA champion. Tied in with the wrestling, Mercedes Varnado was there.
Oh, really? Representing her hometown Celtics. Yeah, man, the series wasn't even really competitive. You know, a random blowout that Dallas got game 4. But hats off to the Celtics. They did it. Got that 18th banner. It's been a while, been like 16 years.
This may be a little biased, but I feel like the Knicks would have gave them a better run at it than the Pacers and the Mavericks did. Had Jalen Brunson not broken his hand.
Styles make matchups. I mean, with the Mavericks, they may have stylistically had the favorable matchups on the way to the finals because they didn't look competitive at all in the finals. And who knows, maybe Jokic, shout out to Joey DeLone, maybe they would have gave Boston a better fight, you know?
Nah, probably not. I don't think anybody was giving Boston. When I say the Knicks would have put up a better fight, I mean they would have won 1, maybe 2 games, but Boston would. There was nobody beating Boston this year.
Yeah, it seemed like the best team the whole season. Usually don't see teams run wire to wire like that. You know, it's just been interesting seeing the maturation of the team. I remember when they were like the baby Celtics when Kyrie didn't want to lead them. When he was being he wasn't sneak this in, he was being passive aggressive. Now I know what LeBron had to go through leading these kids. Well, now they got a championship and you just got beat by them. So how about that?
Yeah, I just don't like Boston. I don't know anybody on their team besides Tatum, but just Boston in general, racist ass city. A bunch of cocksuckers that live there. Shout out to Kristen Nielsen. I didn't mean that how it sounded, but she lives there and she's cool. So does JP. But yeah, the Celtics get the win, and now besides hockey, there's a couple games left in the hockey Stanley Cup final. Man, there's nothing but baseball on for the next couple months.
You got WNBA. Caitlin Clark has been catch me out lately.
Can we talk about this for a minute? Because I feel like I don't get my opinion out on this Caitlin Clark shit. And I listen to a lot of opinions, and there's a lot of people on Twitter that I follow and a lot of people that I listen to. Like, I listen to Fox Sports Radio with Covino and Rich, and they're very opinionated on this. And I just want to call bullshit. You didn't know a goddamn thing about the WNBA before you started paying attention to Caitlin Clark. And everybody wants to say, well, she's the one driving the eyes to it. Las Vegas' team, they don't have Caitlin Clark. Every game is sold out this year. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Caitlin Clark doesn't play every game in Las Vegas, right?
Nope, not at all.
Ratings are doing pretty well. But also, like, it's basketball. These women been fucking hitting each other like this for years, and nobody said anything. But now, because we get a little great white hope coming through here, like, she ain't Diana Taurasi. She's a lot smaller than Taurasi was. But for whatever reason, everybody's jumping on the fucking bandwagon of, oh, it's racism and jealousy. No, it's called basketball. Have y'all ever played it?
Most people who watch haven't.
You remember how the Pistons used to do Michael Jordan when he was on his come up?
Yeah, I mean, they created the Jordan rules for him. Slapped him around.
You remember how LeBron was getting hit when he first got into the league? Like, superstars come into the league with all this fucking pomp and circumstance, and the people that have been there let them know, you ain't just gonna come in here and fucking run the show. Like, you're gonna earn what you get. So people that are talking all this stupid shit like LaShawn McCoy as usual, just do everybody a favor. Admit that you don't watch the WNBA. You never have. Now all of a sudden you are, and you're supposed to be an expert. Just kindly shut the fuck up.
Hey, you said it pretty eloquently. This is such a nuanced conversation that we don't have time to have because race got played in it and people made it like almost a political battle too. I don't know how it changed from sports to a political topic, but I'm not even gonna dive into that. But you have all these people, the same people that are like, need to take women's sports more seriously, but then you want to say they should have put Caitlin Clark on for the ratings bump. Which one do you want? You want them to take the sport seriously, or you want the ratings bump? If you want the sport taken seriously, she's a rookie. Her numbers haven't been spectacular, and there are other qualified women to make the team. So
you're talking about the USA basketball team.
Yeah, USA basketball team, to be clear. So I don't know why people are all up in arms on it. For ratings, whoop-de-doo. She'll be on there for the next 4 or 5 Olympic teams.
And the people that are saying this don't realize that the ratings for the Olympic basketball team have nothing to do with the ratings for the WNBA. Like, the WNBA doesn't control who goes to the fucking Olympic basketball team. That's a completely separate organization that picks those. She's been around for a cup of coffee, 17 games or something like that, and she hasn't been the best. And y'all expect her to just be, well, what about when Christian Laettner played? Did he play? What, he averaged like 4 minutes a game?
I was way too young to even remember what happened with that situation. I know he made it. That's all I know.
Yeah, he made it and did not play. He got in when we were up by 30. After Jordan and Pippen and Ewan and David Robinson and all them fucking dominated, then they were like, hey, Laettner, get in there and don't fuck up.
And it was a wasted spot back then, too.
Exactly. FullPressCoverage.com. Go there where I'm sure they got a bunch of stuff to say about Caitlin Clark and the Celtics winning. EJ, what'd you do this weekend? Anything cool?
I grilled out some. What else did I do? Man, these weekends be flying by. I can't even remember what else I did. That was on Sunday. What happened Saturday, though?
You're a bit of a grill snob, though, from what I read on Facebook.
Not a grill snob.
Yeah, you don't think gas is actually grilling. You think it's cooking outside.
I was just being snarky because the comments coming from the opposite end. But do what you like. Personally, I like the taste better when it's charcoal and then wood when you have the offset smoker. But to each his own. Like I said, I have a gas grill myself. It's half.
Yeah, I mean, it is a bit of a difference with the charcoal and the smoking and all that. But to me, I don't have the patience. I don't have the time. Like, I like going out, fucking turn that propane on, getting it to the temperature I want. Bam. Chicken thighs. Perfect. Right now, I got a griddle that I'm going to cook steak on tomorrow, and I love it. But there's nothing wrong with smoking ribs and shit like that. If I had time for it, I love doing that. But it's such a process.
Yeah, it's literally, you got to set out the day. Ribs, that's like 4 hours. That's not as long as like if you do a brisket, that's an all-day thing.
Yeah.
Or like a pork butt, that's like an all-day thing. But, I like having a glass of whiskey and I got the little, what you call it, the thermometer, and put that in there and just keep an eye on it because it's digital, so it's connected to my phone.
Yeah.
Go in and out periodically throughout the day, make sure the fire's still burning. And I did chicken this past weekend, so it didn't take that long. It took about an hour, but not too bad.
The grill I had when I was married and I had own my own house or whatever, I had a grill in the back. It was a Pit Boss Memphis Ultimate. And what you could do is when you were smoking meat in the electric smoker, you could open up the vent And if you were cooking on top of that, the smoke would go up into that instead of going completely out. So you get that flavor too. So I'd be like grilling chicken and shit like that while I was cooking brisket or ribs. And I mean, I gotta admit, it does taste better, but it's just, I'd rather just go to the local barbecue joint and just buy it instead of doing it myself.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not patient, then it's definitely not the way to go.
I have no patience.
What you get into this past weekend? Because I'm still trying to think what I did Saturday. Because I watched Clash of the Castle, most of it on my phone.
Saturday, I watched Clash of the Castle while I was preparing my home for a housewarming party. We had a housewarming party. We had about 20 people here. I made the People's Margarita. I got on terramana.com and got the recipe for that, and then I kind of altered it a little bit. 2 full bottles of Terramana Reposado, some pineapple juice, and a couple other ingredients, and we were all drunk as hell. Got in an Uber at the end of the night, went to the Battery, got even drunker, came back to my place. My buddy Nick ended up picking up a stray and brought her back here, and it was like, yo, you ain't gonna be able to do that here. So then they left.
Oh. I'm about to say, you let them do that in your place of dwelling?
Nah. But I will say this, like, Nick's one of the, like, most lucky people when it comes to, like, picking up women. We went to the Battery, okay?
What is the Battery? Every time I think of the Battery, my simple mind goes to this place in Charleston. I thought it was like a landmark. I guess it's multiple batteries around the country.
Oh, well, this is the so this surrounds the Brave Stadium. It's like 5 minutes from my house. Coca-Cola Roxy's there, like Goldberg's, Wahlburgers, a bunch of bars, like PBR is there. It's just a big surrounding the stadium. Like, you could walk to the stadium, but in order to walk to the stadium, you got to go through all these bars and restaurants and shit like that. So it's just like a big-ass fucking party every weekend. So the Braves had a game there. There's thousands of people there. This fucking guy, some kind of way, finds not only like a divorced mom like out looking for action, but she's hot. Some kind of way he finds her within like an hour. And we're drunk as hell. We all come back here and they Uber back to their place. We had my buddy Nate and his wife stayed the night, and Tabitha's friend Jenny stayed the night. And yeah, we just drank all fucking day Saturday. We entertained, played a couple card games like Anomia and what's the other one that everybody plays? Anyway, couple card drinking games. No, not like spades or anything, but just like
King's Cup.
I don't remember the name of it. One was Anomia, where Tabitha explains the rules differently every time she does it, and it's always in her favor. But it was fun. We had a good time, and then Sunday was Father's Day. It wasn't my weekend with the kids, but I went and picked them up, and we went out to lunch, and then went to an arcade and hung out for a few hours. And then that was my weekend. It was back to work.
That's what's up, man. Was it an Avalanche? King's Cup and Avalanche are basically interchangeable. That's a drinking card game that a lot of people like to play.
No, but there was a part of the game in Anomia called a waterfall. The Anomia game's fun, though. You have to think. You have to pay attention. It was like 10 of us playing, I think. My sister and her boyfriend came over. They were playing. It was a shitload of people here. Like, it was a really good turnout for a housewarming party for a guy that's 41 and a woman that's 30. Like, we're not college age kids anymore, right? So it's kind of hard to get people your age to come out for something. But yeah, we had about 20 people here.
That's what's up. King's Cup / Avalanche has a waterfall card where everybody keeps drinking. You can't stop drinking until the person in front of you start. That's what the waterfall is in King's Cup. Oh,
yeah. Don't want to do that. My buddy Dave was over here. He's like, Rucker, let's take a shot. And I was like, bro, I'm 41 years old. I don't do shots for fun anymore.
Like, I'm so down for the occasional shot.
Nah, I'm past that shit. Occasional, yes, but I had been drinking since I started getting ready at that party at like 10 a.m. So I was like, I'm just going to consistently drink, but I'm not going to do anything crazy. And then once we got to the Battery, it was like, all right, double Crown and Coke Zero. Like, what's up? I don't even remember the Uber ride home. Apparently, we were very belligerent on the Uber ride home.
I bet.
They gave Tabitha a fucking 3-star rating.
That's pretty rude of them.
Right? She wasn't even the one that was belligerent. It was me. But yeah, it was
the girls rating.
It was a good time, man. It was a good time.
I remember what I did this past weekend. Now on Saturday, I did the gym and whatnot. I had a late start, and my girlfriend was mad about that. I met her and her sister out for. It was not even a brunch. It was like a late. I don't even know what you call it. Late breakfast. It was like at 3, and then we went to Logboat, this brewery. It's like a brewery / bar, and they have like outdoor activities and stuff. We drank there. Then we drank some more at her place. I don't remember much. I mean, I remember a drink. Oh, we stopped by this place that does like the frozen drinks and let you carry in a to-go cup. So we stopped there. And I just remember playing, what's the game called? I know you're not on Snapchat. I'm supposed to my Snap story. Just Dance.
Yeah.
Her and her sister were playing it. I jumped in with the third controller. And
why you didn't put this on Instagram?
I put the silliness on Snapchat. I don't need family and everybody to see this. Yes, I don't know if you played Just Dance before on Wii. So like, they played this game multiple times. I haven't played this game in years, and so they were beating me. But it's not real dancing.
You lost to 2 white women in a dance contest, EJ?
It's not real. It's like Lady Gaga, Britney Spears choreographed dancing.
2 white women.
And I was drunk.
So were they.
They were like, and they played multiple times and knew all the routines by heart, and I was just guessing on the fly. That's not indicative of rhythm. She'll probably never watch this. Not to disrespect their rhythm, but come on.
Your black card's up for review.
Ain't no black card up for review.
Yeah, it's up for review. We're gonna have to. You're on a probationary period now. 2 white women beat you in a dance contest.
It wasn't a dance contest. What are you talking about? It was a video game. Like what's it? Dance Revolution, where
that's dance contest.
And when they're stepping on it robotically, no, it's not indicative of rhythm.
They had more rhythm than you.
Okay.
The listeners want to know. I can only hear them coming through the speakers. Your girlfriend's sister single?
She is.
Y'all hear that? She older or younger?
Older than me. I think she's like 2 years old. She's like 37.
Oh, still in her prime.
Hey, they shoot their shot if they want.
I mean, I don't know how y'all gonna shoot the shot. Y'all don't even know EJ's girlfriend, but tell EJ that you won't know about his girlfriend's sister. She's gonna have a bunch of neck beards with fucking sweaty moles all over them.
Whoa, man!
In her DMs.
These people support the show, and
I don't give a fuck.
Hey, he's just joking, everybody. He doesn't think that.
No, you nasty.
No matter how sweaty your neck beard is.
They got that salt ring around their fucking shirt collar.
Gross.
Yeah. All right, EJ, you ready to get into some wrestling?
Yeah, I'm ready to get some wrestling. But before we get into wrestling, I also saw Bad Boys 4. Did you see it yet?
Yeah, I saw it. What weekend did it come out?
2 weekends ago, I want to say.
I saw it the weekend it came out. I saw it a Sunday night. It was
What do you think?
I liked it. It was really good. I actually think Bad Boys has now got to the top of my list on buddy cop movies series.
I mean, usually when you have sequels, usually the second one is garbage. You know, there's a handful of number 2s that haven't been garbage and pretty good. Like Terminator 2 is probably better than Terminator 1, but Bad Boys, the 4 movies, you can't name a bad one. All of them been solid. Which is,
Bad Boys 2 was that shit though. That was probably my favorite one out of all of them.
Yeah, Bad Boys 2 probably got one of the greatest soundtracks of all time too.
Yeah, but yeah, I like the Bad Boys movie. It was kind of, it was a little depressing seeing Will and Martin being so old.
Martin a little bit, but well, I mean, he's aging gracefully.
Nah, that little spray he was doing on top of his bald spot, you could see that shit.
I wasn't paying that closely, but yeah, it happens.
I mean, even in Bad Boys 3, he was doing fucking what was it, cocoa bean or whatever on his beard.
Yeah, the Beijing shit. Or
yeah,
the spray.
But yeah, it's when Martin and Will are in their 50s, it's like, damn, man, I grew up with these dudes. Like, I'm getting old.
Yeah, they like almost pushing 60, almost.
I think Will's only like 53.
I think he's a year older than Jay-Z. Yeah, so probably right around there.
Martin's a little old. Martin looked good though. Martin lost a lot of weight, got into shape this time. Like the last couple movies, he's been a little hefty, but he looked good this movie.
He heard the internet clamor. Like, all right, keep talking.
My boy Reggie came through. He was the MVP of the movie.
No spoilers.
No spoilers, but yeah.
Yeah, he came through. Let's just keep it at that. I don't want people who did that, like a Ryback or Seth Rollins spoiling movies online.
No, fucking not Gargano. Who's the other one? Ciampa?
Yeah, Ciampa did it.
He spoiled fucking Avengers. He's like, just so y'all know, I saw the Avengers and Spider-Man died. Fuck you.
What a dickhead.
Right. That goes beyond wrestling. You're a cocksucker now.
That's why I don't really go for Twitter. I don't really scroll through Twitter. If it doesn't pop up like on the first few screens, then I won't see it. I go to Twitter for a specific reason.
I love Twitter. It's my favorite.
I know that's your favorite platform.
Yeah, it's my favorite social media. And then Instagram, because I feel like I should be in way better shape by how often I watch women work out on Instagram. Like,
I bet, man.
Like their calories should translate to my calories, the ones that they burn.
That's funny.
At least half of them, right? Because like,
yeah.
I spend a lot of time watching women working out.
I mean, as far as my social media consumption, I'm not really on IG like that either. Like scrolling through, because that shit consumes hours if you let it get to you. And TikTok. Like, I go there for a specific reason. If somebody send me a link, I'll go there, watch a video. I feel like I scroll more on Facebook than anything. Like, I sound like an old guy.
Really? Facebook is my least gone to. Like, I'll get messages in our group chat and stuff like that on Facebook, but like, I'm rarely. I might post something on Facebook like once a month.
Yeah, it's usually like all the groups. Like, I'm scrolling, there's a bunch of Carl stuff, so I'm looking at that messiness, and then there's a bunch of other groups that I'm a part of on there. I'll scroll through, and even with that, I'll cut it off. If I'm ordering, like, if I'm seeing I'm on there for like 20 so minutes, I'm like, all right, it's time to get off there. But YouTube too, like YouTube, I go down those are like the only two things that I actually go down a rabbit hole. Even I don't go down a rabbit hole that often, like a YouTube and going down Facebook for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I'm different.
Yeah, I'm sure people still. I mean, Facebook is still one of the top platforms for social media, so I don't think it's just you. But yeah, let's get into some wrestling, EJ. We've been fucking talking for 25 minutes now.
What's going on in the wacky world of wrestling?
Well, let's start with our weekly power rankings.
All right, we're starting off early. I like how we mix it up. This week we're starting off with power ranking. I can never keep track of who it goes first.
Number 5 on my list. The leader of the Fireflies up until last night when he renounced them, now qualified for your Money in the Bank match by beating Finn Balor and Rey Mysterio in a triple threat main event on Monday Night Raw. Main event, Jey Uso.
Word. It was a solid match. Rey Mysterio still got it. 50 years old.
Rey's
Getting that
killing
stem cell.
I went to the first All In. What was it? 6-7 years ago now.
Yeah, it was like 2018.
6 years ago, and Rey Mysterio was in the main event. And I remember telling my wife at the time, like, we're watching Rey Mysterio wrestle. Like, this is fucking special. He'll probably never wrestle again after this. I had this conversation with her because at that time, Rey's been wrestling like 20-something years by then. Because he was in WCW in like the late 90s, mid to late 90s. And this is 2018. I'm telling her, I'm like, you might not get it, but this is like one of the best luchadors in the history of wrestling. He's a legend. And here he is wrestling. And we get to see him in the main event. Like, that All-In show was special at the time. 6 years later, this motherfucker's still going.
Yeah. Modern medicine. And it plays to his favor that he's smaller. If you're like a 7-footer, you're done. You're too big. Your joints start aching. But he's smaller, and the stem cell. He said it works. I watched his biography. The stem cells he gets overseas. I'm guessing it working. And he doesn't wrestle all the time too. So, you've seen people wrestle in their mid to late 40s now, and even pushing it to 50. Our boy Sting was 60 when he retired. So
Ray's got to be in his 50s though.
Yeah, he is. I think he just turned 50 actually.
That's it. I was thinking like 55, 56. I was thinking mid to late 50s.
He was super young when he started in WCW. Like you said, I think he started in 96 or so.
That was when he started in WCW. He had already been in AAA and shit like that.
Yeah, he'd already been. But he started like wrestling, I want to say, when he was like 13 or 12, like mixed it up with those guys. He was like super, super young. So I think he like just turned 50. We got a magic machine in our hands that could tell us how old he is. Yeah. He's not even 50 yet. He's 49. That's
Get
crazy.
The fuck out of here. So Rey Mysterio was basically like me when I was working at Subway back in the day at 13. Like, they just let you work illegally. Because he should not have been wrestling in the early 90s.
That was it. ECW, that stint? Or a stint, wasn't he?
Yeah, but I mean, like 95, 96, he was on Monday Nitro every night.
Yeah.
That was 30 years ago. If he's 49 now, that's 19 years old.
So he debuted in ECW September 95, and he debuted in WCW June of 96. But he was in AAA before that. Started in 92 in AAA, so he's definitely working AAA illegally.
Yeah, but fucking work laws are different in Mexico.
We'll just leave it at that. But yeah, shout out to Rey Mysterio, man.
Main event, Jey Uso's my number 5. Did you see his post-match interview with Kathy Kelly?
I did not.
Was it Kathy Kelly? No. Who is it that him and CM Punk are cool with? Is it Kathy Kelly? She likes hockey.
I can't keep up with
no, it's not Kathy Kelly. I can't think of her name now. Anyway, she's interviewing him, and she's like, how do you feel about, the Wyatt family coming back? And he's like, oh, they can have the Fireflies back. Like, I don't want them no more. He said, I don't want no trouble with them. He literally was on WWE.com, and he's like, I don't want no problems with them. He's like, shout out to Bray, but his family's back now, so I got to go. And you need to go, too, because did you see that girl that was out there? Like, she looked dangerous. We need to leave. And he walked off camera.
That's hilarious. Hey, shout out to Jey Uso. Who else was in that match? Was it Sheamus?
Finn Balor.
Finn Balor, yeah. Sheamus was in that match earlier.
Finn took the pin.
Of course. Yeah, it was a fine match, and Jey Uso's now in the Money in the Bank. So I'm sure we'll talk about that a lot more is that like in 2 weeks though? That's a short turnaround.
I think it's like July 6th or 7th.
Yeah, that's gonna be here before you know it. So
yeah,
it's gonna pick up pace really soon. So that was your number 5. My number 5, the Aerial Assassin. Will Ospreay defeating Rey Fenix Jr. Is he a junior? I was making that up.
Yeah, he's a junior.
Ray Phoenix in a damn good match on Dynamite, and it tied the storyline in. People were saying it's just a bunch of flippy dippy stuff. He looked over at Swerve, did his own move. It was a decisive win. It wasn't like a 50-50 type match. Looked at Swerve, did the Swerve stomp, and finished them with the what's his finishing move? Not the hidden blade. Maybe it was a hidden blade he finished him with. I'm thinking about the one where he picks you up and twists you around. I can't think of that off the top of my head.
I know what you're talking about.
I think he finished off with a hidden blade though. So shout out to Will Ospreay. My number 4 is a girl that you haven't been showing love for. She's your least favorite of the 4 horsewomen. I got Bayley beating Piper Niven, Clash of the Castle, and you think she would get a lot more boos being in enemy territory, but she still got some chairs over there. So that's what I got at my number 4.
2 things. 1.
Oh yeah, you hate Charlotte the most. My bad.
2 things. 1, I really need to start taking notes, like in my phone on AEW, because AEW is so long. Like today's Tuesday as we're recording. AEW was 6 days ago, and I can never remember what I saw. But that Ospreay and Ray Phoenix match was phenomenal. That first little 5 minutes where they were countering each other, and I think Phoenix went for like a Hurricane Run off the top rope, and Ospreay landed on his fucking feet. Like, I remember standing up off of my recliner watching that. So the fact that I don't have that in my power rankings pisses me off that I didn't remember it. So I need to start taking notes. Second thing, how dare you? Bayley's definitely not my least favorite of the 4 horsewomen.
I corrected myself.
Yeah, you did, but still, how dare you? Charlotte sucks. My number 4, another qualifier for the Money in the Bank ladder match, Io Sky. My number 3, to show you that she's not my least favorite horsewoman, Bayley.
Okay.
Great match with Piper Niven. Honestly, I knew they weren't going to put the title on Piper Niven, but like throughout that match, I was like, what if they did though?
Yeah.
Like that match sucked me in.
Yeah, and kind of a foreshadowing of what we talk about a little later, but yeah, like you thought that a couple times that she might pull off the upset, and that's a way to book the wrestling match. So yeah, shout out to Piper and Bayley. That was your number 3.
Yes, sir.
My number 3 is a guy that you blessed with the Street Clothes Rest of the Week last week. I got Cody Rhodes defeating our guy, AJ Styles. I don't know why I'm having a brain fart, but AJ Styles in an I Quit match. Phenomenal match. They had Mama Rhodes in the front row, getting her shit off, slapping Cody Rhodes a few times.
AJ.
Not Cody Rhodes, AJ Styles. Yeah, another brain fart, but AJ Styles a few times. They threatened him with the stairs and whatnot and made him say I quit. So it did what it needed to do, and it kicked off the show.
Is anybody else sick of Mama Rhodes, or just me?
Just you. It's only like her second time, really.
Only her second?
Oh, yeah, you're right. They've done it for like other shows, but I feel like when The Rock got involved is when they really put her in the centerfold. Because, like, yeah, other times they like panned off to her when it wasn't like a story. They didn't involve her in the storyline. They just panned off to her. I think this is like the second time they actually involved her in the storyline. But yeah, it's a thin like line in the tread. So you don't want to go too overboard with the Mama Rose or get too played out. That was Are you up for number 2? I'm losing track.
You had Ospreay, Bayley, Cody
Rhodes. So
you're up.
2 and 1. Oh, I'm up again.
Yeah, you're up to number 2, and then I'm doing 2 and 1.
Oh, gotcha. So my number 2 is a girl. I didn't know you were a fan of this girl until recently for some reason. I've heard you mention her a couple times the past few weeks, and I've never really heard you mention her before. But her and her tag team partner won the tag team championships over there, and nobody predicted this. And shout out to Triple H, because that's been like one thing that people have been mentioning, like it's been too predictable. He caught everybody with a curveball with this one, because they dethroned the dominant Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. So I got Alba Fire and Isla Dawn as my number 2 on the power rankings.
Yeah, I'm a big Isla Dawn fan.
And why?
Not so much Alba Fire. She's got a good look.
It's a conversation served best for off the record. I guess. Yeah, I guess. I mean,
she got a good look.
Okay.
You know, who doesn't like a Scottish redhead?
Yeah, shout out to Isla Dawn.
And she's good in the ring. And she got the pin. She got the victory.
Yeah. Did you expect this to happen? Because you didn't predict them to win.
Fuck no, I didn't expect this to happen. I couldn't believe it when it happened. I was like, what? It was cool though. I did like it. I like the unpredictability. It's the women's tag titles. I like the fact that Jade and Bianca lost, but didn't lose technically. But yeah, what do you think about it? She was your number 2, your number 1 or 2? 2.
My number 2. Yeah, I mean that's what wrestling is. We all know it's scripted, simulated combat, so you got to throw in some surprises, or if you get too predictable, then you're just sitting on your hands the whole time. So I like it, and we'll see what happens going forward. I'm sure they got to get their rematch, or what are we talking about? That's all I got.
My number 2 is your undisputed WWE champion, winner of the I Quit match against AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes. I like this match a lot. I really like the part where AJ went to do the forearm and Cody threw the chair at him and he fell off and then fell through the table. Because honestly, I forgot the fucking table was there. So that was a really good spot right there. And then AJ being a punk and being like, all right, he's about to kill me, and quitting, and then Cody still hitting him. I don't know why I like that. And then my number 1, you main event a PLE, you defend your world title, regardless if it's through nefarious means. Damian Priest. The World Heavyweight Championship is the main event over the WWE Undisputed title.
Okay, well, this is a good segue because that's my number 1 too. So let's just get into our thoughts on the pay-per-view. We can start here with the World Heavyweight title match with Damian Priest, both our number 1 on the power rankings.
I won't lie, I'm not a fan of Priest being the world champion, but he's had 2 PLE matches right now, and they've both been really good. They had the part where he messed up and got hung upside down that nobody talks about, and they give him a pass on it, but they complain about Jade tripping when she was on the top rope. But whatever, black woman.
I've been hearing stuff for both of them actually. Like
I hadn't heard shit about Priest, but if you have, hey, kudos, I guess. But originally, all I heard was Jade needs training. She's so green. She sucks. This is why AEW only did 3-minute matches with her. Like, shut the fuck up. Priest.
Okay. So yeah, I've been hearing. I thought you saying you hadn't heard anything with Damian Priest. I've been hearing stuff about Damian Priest, but they've almost gave him a pass. He's done it millions of times, and then it's more so negative on when people are bringing up with Jade. So.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, not only is she a woman, she's a black woman. And so, like, these fucking neckbeards with their neck moles and sweaty rings around their collars, like, if there's one thing they hate more than women, it's black women. So they're gonna fucking try to shit on her all she can. Speaking of the black women, this is a very superficial comment, I guess, but don't huff and puff. Let me get it out first.
Well, I'm waiting for you. I was looking at myself to make sure I'm looking straight in the camera.
I feel like 99.9% of women that would be in a tag team with Jade, you wouldn't even notice them on screen. I feel like something about Bianca is like way better now when she's out there with Jade. Just the physical presentation of it. Like, I don't know if she stepped her game up in whatever fashion she can, but like she just looks good standing next to Jade.
I mean, they complement each other. They're both physical specimens, to say the least. So
Right.
I get what you're saying.
But like, if Jade was standing next to, I don't even want to name people to be rude, but like, say Jade was standing next to Naomi, you'd be like, damn, Jade's a specimen. You wouldn't even notice Naomi. Or like Sky Blue when she was in the AEW, right? Sky Blue by herself, you're like, damn, look at Sky Blue. But next to Jade, you're like, get out of the way, Sky Blue. But when Bianca's next to Jade, like, I can't help but look at Bianca. I don't even see Jade. And I don't know. It's something that I've noticed the last couple times they've come out. Like, and maybe that's why they're such a good team, because it isn't a jealousy thing or something like that. It's just two fucking badass women teamed up next to each other, and they're like hyping each other up and cheering for each other instead of one being jealous of the other one getting all kind of attention.
Yeah, I feel like I noticed both of them equally though. But I get what you're saying. Like you said, 99% of anybody standing next to Jade would be outshined, but
Right.
Bianca holds her own, and that's a good thing. That's probably why they paired him up before Jade got in the company when she was still at AEW. They kind of paired him up like a Marvel versus DC thing, Jade versus Bianca, and it came to fruition where Jade actually hopped on the other side. So we're probably trending to that direction where we get to see them face off against each other. So I get what you're saying.
I mean, even you saying you noticed them equally. Like, who do you know physically is equal to Jade?
Not many people.
Yeah. And this wasn't meant to be like oh, look how hot they are type thing. It's just a presence that I've noticed lately with them, to where Bianca's presence, I think, her teaming with Jade has made her presence even better, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because I wouldn't say she was starting to get boring or fall flat, but she's already accomplished basically everything you can accomplish in wrestling, and this has kind of refreshed her a little bit. So starting to
take her for granted almost.
Yeah, exactly. Like they did with Becky.
Yeah.
But we could talk about that all day, but I digress. But yeah, man, I like the pairing, and they still got a lot of story to tell. I'm sure they're gonna get a rematch soon. So
let's talk about the main event of Clash at the Castle.
Mm-hmm.
Drew McIntyre coming home to Scotland, facing off with Damian Priest. The finish of this match has been talked about for 3 or 4 days now, or 3 days now. I loved it and I hated it.
Let's get the hate out of the way first.
If I'm Drew McIntyre, I come out on Monday Night Raw just like he did, and I quit too. Because this motherfucker has cost me the world title 2 times and a championship opportunity another time. So he cost me the title at WrestleMania. I got cashed in on. The night after WrestleMania, there's a qualifying match to fight for the title. He shows up and costs me there. And then he shows up here dressed like a referee. And what does WWE do? Oh, we're going to not punish CM Punk for getting involved in our world title matches. We're going to send him on location as a correspondent. That way, if he ever wants to run up on Drew and cheat, he can. If I'm Drew, I'm pissed. Yeah, I hurt him. And I talked a little shit about hurting him. But I did that in the context of a match. This guy has gotten involved and been a part of world title match results more times than not. And nobody says anything. But then when I quit, all of a sudden Triple H wants to come out. Be like, where you going? Well, fuck you. Where were you at when this motherfucker was running out there dressed like a goddamn referee.
So that's what you hate about it?
Yeah, I hate CM Punk.
Well, so what do you love about it then?
I love the camera view. I love the fact they never show Punk's face. I love that Punk is so fucking petty. He said, "Oh, here's an opportunity for me to fuck over Drew McIntyre. Let me grab a referee shirt and run my ass out there and not really count." I love that when Drew saw Punk fucking him over, he didn't try to do a headlock takeover or Hurricane Rana. He grabbed this motherfucker by the throat. And all Punk could do to not die was kick him in the nuts. Like, this was as real as you could get in wrestling. Like, I fucking hate you so much, I'm just going to choke you. And you are so much bigger than me and choking me that the only way that I can get out of it is to kick you in the balls.
Hey, man. I don't want to use that cliche phrase because I hate it. I hate when people say chef's kiss. It's been overused. But I loved everything about it. I don't think I can think of anything that I hate about it. I think you have the CM Punk hate rose-colored glasses on, the reason you hate it, and in logical sense, all the things that you named, why you hated it. But it's wrestling. Sometimes things don't make sense. Logical things don't make sense of all these things that CM Punk did, and he should be suspended. It is what it is. The backstage personnel, the officials are biased, I guess, sometimes. And like he says, Drew McIntyre did what most people would do. He quit. He said, "I'm tired of this bullshit." But yeah, I loved everything about it because we all knew that CM Punk was probably going to come back and interfere. Like you said, the camera angle, the way they did it, running the referee out, you couldn't really tell until they turned it around and saw it was CM Punk. I thought it was terrific. And not a lot of people, I feel like it was split probably down the middle. Some people thought Drew McIntyre was going to get his moment in the sun in his home country and win the title. But him and Punk is just a good old-fashioned grudge match. You don't need the title for that. So I like how they're letting Damian Priest cook some. And we're probably going to get a good grudge match at SummerSlam. So I'm digging it.
There was the story going around about Drew's wife needing some kind of surgery, and that's why she wasn't there, and he wrote her initials on his wristband. I'm wondering if this whole quitting angle has something. I hope it's not. I hope it's not that his wife is like seriously ill or whatever. But maybe this isn't part of the storyline. Maybe Drew really is going away for a while.
So, yeah, first off, let's hope that, like you said, she's not seriously ill. But if she is getting some type of surgery and maybe she just wants her husband by her side, so maybe he needs just 2-3 weeks just to be by her side while she recovers, and he'll be back to heat up for SummerSlam. So let's hope that's the situation that is.
He'll be back to Claymore Punk off the ladder when he's trying to win Money in the Bank.
So you think CM Punk, that's what he's going to declare on SmackDown?
I tell you what, CM Punk scanned those fucking barcodes and realized the Wyatt family was showing up. That nigga said, "I'll be on SmackDown this week."
That's hilarious. That was the spot where I wasn't watching. Did he ever have smoke with Wyatt in the past?
No, I don't think so. Not that I know of.
Because Punk didn't leave till 2014. Wyatt got there 2013. I'm surprised they didn't cross paths.
Nah, Shield and the Wyatt family finally feuded, but I don't think Punk and Bray ever fucking wrestled. To be honest with you, just off the top of my head, I could be wrong, but from my memory, I don't remember them wrestling ever.
Yeah, but it feels like they were just shots all over the place, no matter what kind of affiliation or past you had. But yeah, man, I mean, I wonder if CM Punk is cleared. I'm sure he's gonna declare that on Friday, but he don't need to be in no damn Money in the Bank. As brittle as he is, just save him for SummerSlam.
Yeah, I enjoyed Clash at the Castle. I'm a big fan of these fucking late afternoon PLEs WWE's doing. Like, fucking keep it going. I know we talked about UFC Dana White saying that WWE's going to move back to Sunday. And the rumor is we're going to get a pay-per-view here in Atlanta, Bad Blood, in October. And that date is October 5th, which is a Sunday night. So we could start seeing Sunday PLEs coming back as early as October. I'm hoping that's wrong. I'm hoping it's October 4th because I'd like to make a weekend out of it, get some good tickets, go down to State Farm, get shit-faced, and stay at the West End or something like that and just make a weekend out of it. But if we start going back to these Sunday night pay-per-views, keep all the non-Big Four pay-per-views overseas, I feel like.
Yeah, because if they are overseas, then you won't get them on Sunday. You may get them on Sunday, just be Sunday afternoon. But if you get them on a Saturday, they're going to be Saturday afternoon. And UFC basically runs Saturday night, so it wouldn't be any conflict as far as Saturday goes if they run it overseas. So
yeah.
I don't know what they're going to do, man. And
then you got SummerSlam next year in Minnesota. It's going to be 2 nights. Tragic.
Yeah. I guess it's just the way of the world now. But we'll see how it shakes out.
Yeah. Let's get the Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week, EJ.
So, who went first last week?
I believe I did.
No, I went first last week.
Well, I'm going to go with a person that I could pick every week because they're not wrestling, defending their title. They're causing chaos. I'm going to go with Liv Morgan. She had my boy Dom's vest on last night. Had Dom unzipping that thing in slow motion. Damien comes around the corner. Like, yo, what the fuck? I'm just trying to get my vest.
What a Jezebel. What is she doing?
She told that boy, Happy Father's Day, Daddy. That would have been it for me. That's a wrap. To hell with Rhea Ripley.
All right. Dom's newly wedded wife is like, all right, y'all getting a little bit too good in these little acting roles. Y'all need to back up a little bit.
Not for nothing, man. Dom's wife is hot, too.
I don't think I've ever seen her.
I saw a picture of her the other day. They were posed up. She is a really pretty lady.
Hey, shout out to Dom. The boy doing well for himself.
That boy got the juice.
Like Welch's. What else she have on besides the stolen vest?
A little skirt, some heels, little halter top underneath the vest. It don't take much for Liv Morgan to be Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week. She's a good-looking lady.
I didn't know you were that big of a fan of Liv. I thought you were more of a Mandy Rose fan.
Mandy Rose doesn't wrestle anymore, EJ.
I'm just saying, back when they basically came in at the same time.
I was, but Liv's kicked it up into another gear. You know, if Mandy was to come back right now, I'd have to think about which one of them I'd like the most.
Hey, you never know, man. That old OnlyFans money might start running dry. She might come back.
Not from the shit I saw.
Okay, so y'all can do your own research.
On Twitter. I don't pay for shit like that. Not from the shit I saw on Twitter. Just to get that clear. Just to get that clear. But yeah, I don't think that money's running out anytime soon.
Hey, whatever. Neckbeard is making judgments. I don't pay for it, but if I did, what are you gonna do about it? I know how a real woman smells.
Oh. So, what we say Liv smells like?
I don't know. Peaches and rainbows? I don't know.
Pumpkin spice and condoms, I think is what we said.
You said that. I didn't say that. I said that.
We're a team, EJ.
No, that's you.
We're boot to the face. We're a team. We're like the bloodline.
I'm not going down with that shit.
No, we're like Judgment Day. We're like the Wyatt Sicks.
I'm like Carlito in Judgment Day. I'm just an affiliate member.
We're like the Wyatt 8.5.
I don't even know what kind of connotations you mean with 8.5, but Let's move on to my street wrestler of the week. My street wrestler of the week is a guy. I mean, his triumphant return out of nowhere. We don't get surprises. Maybe Triple H is like reading what fans are saying on the internet, and like it's too many. Back in the Vince era, it's too many times where they announce John Cena's returning, and you don't get that surprise pop. The ratings are what they are now, so they might pop a small rating, but wrestling's always been about surprises. So I got to give my boy Seth freaking Rollins street clothes wrestler of the week. He had the all white get up with the gold trim, looking like Tommy from the Power Rangers. So,
a little fedora on, didn't he?
Yeah, and a little fedora.
Yeah.
He's Bruno Mars, so I got it. Seth Rollins as my street clothes wrestler of the week.
Somebody told me said only two kinds of people wear a fedora: Frank Sinatra and assholes.
Hey, so you take your pick of what you think Seth Rollins lays in that category. But yeah, shout out to Seth Rollins making his return to action.
Speaking of returns, EJ, we had the return of the Wyatts last night on Monday Night Raw. I think I'm going to have a differing opinion than most people do on this.
Is it a hot take?
I don't know if it's necessarily a hot take. I just think it's trash.
That sounds like a hot take to me. Just people were jizzing all over it once they saw it last night.
Look, man, it's a Bray Wyatt angle without Bray Wyatt. That's one. Two, the thing that I never liked about Bray Wyatt was all these storylines and all that shit were cool, but then he had to wrestle. And when the bell rang, because at the end of the day, wrestling is about wrestling, I didn't like it. You know who I don't give a fuck about seeing wrestle? Dexter Lumis. I don't even know who Joe Gacy is. Eric Rowan got fired twice from WWE. Nobody cares about Eric Rowan wrestling without Luke Harper. Nikki Cross, she was a superhero. That was cool, I guess. Bo Dallas was running around NXT telling people to leave. That was as over as he's ever been. At the end of the day, these motherfuckers have to wrestle. And they got to take these masks off that they're wearing. And they have to get in the ring. I, for one, don't give a shit about it. I don't care about all this supernatural shit. We're killing motherfuckers on TV now. There was a dude up against the wall with a spatter of blood behind his head, like he had just gotten shot. So now we're just killing niggas on Monday Night Raw.
Hey man, there's somebody really feel.
There was somebody said Gunther was in there. They attacked Gunther. Gunther's above this. Chad Gable, whatever. But Gunther don't need to be involved with this kind of shit. This is lower mid-card shit. This is shit to make action figures and video games out of. But honestly, I don't give a fuck about it. I've been over it for years. I've been over it since Bray Wyatt was doing it with The Fiend. I don't care about Uncle Howdy and the fucking bunny or the rabbit or the pig or Sister Abigail. Like, I don't care about any of this shit. People try to make this shit seem like it's so fucking good. Like, no, man. This is wrestling. We're done with gimmicks like this. We ain't had The Undertaker being supernatural in 20 years. Like, that shit is over. If you're so supernatural, why don't you just win the fucking title?
I mean, I don't even know where to start. So, I guess you're not feeling it.
You might as well call this shit Novocaine. I don't feel a goddamn thing with it.
So, I get what you're saying with the supernatural stuff, but I like the creativity of it. I mean, at the end of the day, WWE is the storyline company, and this was intriguing going off the air. I think it was a little bit hokey with, like you said, people having blood on the wall and acting like they were dead. Like, come on, what are we doing? But I like the creativity aspect of it, and we're going to tune in for next week to see what happens with it. So I say wait and see. Let them cook a little bit to see how it plays out. But looking back at the history of Bray Wyatt, rest in peace to Bray Wyatt, but it always got hokey. And like you said, when the bell rung, he wasn't a bum in the ring. I'm not going to make it out to seem like he was a bum in the ring, but
I never said that. It just never translated.
His character, it's hard to translate supernatural in the ring, because if you're supernatural, why aren't you winning every match at the beginning of the bell by using your supernatural stuff? And it's just hard to go week to week in wrestling matches with the supernatural stuff. So I don't want to just shit on it immediately, but we have examples of how it can go, left and, not be good. Because think of the person on the other side of the ring. Like, if I'm wrestling them, like, it doesn't make me look good going against this supernatural person because most likely they're going to book the other side strong and just end up beating me. That's what happened with Bray with The Fiend. That he was just beating everybody and it was impossible to beat him. So I'm going to give it time to see how it plays out. But I'm cautiously optimistic, to say the least.
Two things logically didn't make sense. One, the cameraman.
Mm-hmm.
You went backstage after Nikki Cross was crawling across the floor. All right. One, I'm done. Like, I'm putting the camera down and I'm clocking out. It's already 11 o'clock. I've done my work for the day. Nah, I'm going to take my camera. I'm going to go backstage. I'm going to see all these people that have been murdered and all these weird motherfuckers sitting around with masks on. And I'm going to keep walking through and then follow Uncle Howdy out. Didn't make sense to me. Two, the interview we talked about with Jey Uso earlier. Motherfuckers just got murdered on TV. And Jey Uso and Kathy Kelly are standing like 35 feet away cutting the fucking interview.
Okay, now you're making a little bit too much sense. We this wrestling, so you got to take a little bit of belief out of the situation and put your imagination. But I get what you're saying.
But at the end of the day, do you really give a fuck about Dexter Lumis?
I thought they dropped the ball with him. I thought it could have been a really cool thing. Like you said, Supernatural doesn't work, but they could have made him like, I've never seen the show Dexter. Didn't you watch Dexter?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't they could have made him a serious, menacing heel type character? It was like a straight up creep. They turned it into comedy, and so I think it's beyond recoverable unless they revive it with this. But they could have made him like a really creepy heel, believable. It's a menace, but they went the comedy route.
Who is Joe Gacy?
I guess you weren't really watching it during 2.0, huh? He was Bray Wyatt light in the beginning, and then it kind of veered off the path of what he originally was. He's like a cult leader. He had Ava Rain, Rock's daughter, and he had the Dyad.
Yeah.
With the grizzly young vets,
Yep.
and he was like a creepy. Oh, he started off with the Brock Lesnar wannabe, who they were touting, Parker Bardreau.
Yeah,
like as a creepy cult character.
Absolute ass cheeks is what it was.
So,
right?
That's who Joe Gacy is.
You tell me how excited you are to see Eric Rowan wrestle.
Not really, but like you said before, it's all about the storytelling, though.
What about Bo Dallas? You excited about seeing him in a match?
What was the last thing I remember him doing was the B Team stuff with Curtis Axel, and that wasn't it. But
the fucking B Team.
Yeah, literally, that was their name.
And y'all trying to convince me that this shit slaps? Come on, man. What are we doing?
Hey.
This is gonna end awfully. It's gonna be a waste of time.
Hey, shout out to our friends, Mr. Chaos and Devin. They seem to be in love with it.
They both smoke a lot of weed too.
If they love it, then I like it, I guess.
There's probably
Like
high. It was 11 o'clock last night when that happened. They was high as giraffe pussy by then.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not all over, like you hate it, and I understand why you hate it, but like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic because it's better than nothing. I mean, like you said, Bo Dallas, well, yeah, what was he doing back in the day? But he's gonna have that emotional, like he's gonna tug on their heartstrings emotionally because his brother. So I'm sure fans are gonna act like they like it, and it's all about getting a reaction, isn't it?
WWE was doing fine though. They don't need this. Like, they're breaking records in attendance and money and all this other shit. We got regular wrestling. We got good wrestling on WWE. They don't need this. Why? Why do it?
Obviously, they think they do need it, and they got 3 hours to fill. What are you gonna do?
Ring the fucking bell.
I think they're gonna not wrestle that much, to be honest with you. I think they're gonna do vignettes a lot, week to week. You might see them wrestle every once in a while. You wouldn't be fine with that if they don't even really wrestle like that?
I ain't trying to scan no goddamn QR code. When they tell me to scan a QR code at the bar, I tell them to give me a menu. I'm not doing that.
You never been to a bar where they don't have a menu? You just gotta do it regardless.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah. But if they do have that menu, they send it to me right away.
Right. I don't care about a QR code and all these backstories and all this shit. Like, none of these people mattered.
Nikki was a former world champion.
What was her superhero name?
Nikki AFA, almost superhero, was AHS or Nikki Ash. Nikki Ash, there we go. Nikki ASH. What about it?
Thicky ASH, because
Oh, how we get on that? On that tangent?
I just remember that superhero outfit.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. Call me what you want. I know 99.9% of people are going to disagree with me, but I don't really give a fuck about it, man. I was hoping it was just a rumor that they were coming back, but here they are. I don't care. To me, it's a wasted segment. I'd rather see R-Truth do something. I'd rather see the Alpha Academy. We won't see that anymore because apparently they killed Chad Gable. He's supposed to have a fucking qualifying match next week for the Money in the Bank. Is he just going to come out and wrestle and act like this shit didn't happen this week?
What I didn't like about it, though, is I don't mind the blood and all that, but I don't like them being still. Why couldn't they just act like they were hurt really badly? They act like they were dead. I don't like that part. But they could have done everything that they did last night and just act like they were hurt badly.
Oh my God, you killed Gunther, you bastards.
Yeah, just come back the next week like Kenny did. I didn't see Gunther back there. Maybe I got to go back and rewatch.
I just saw some shit online. Somebody said Cody was back there. Cody and Triple H were fucked up too.
I saw Triple H before that happened when McIntyre tried to quit, or he did quit. But maybe, I don't know. You know the sleuths, they go back and rewatch the shit. I don't got time to rewatch it. I barely have time to watch Raw straight up, and telling me I got to go back and rewatch it.
Also, who? Bo Dallas, Dexter Lumis, Joe Gacy, Eric Rowan, Nikki Cross. Who in this crew is smart enough to hack WWE programming and put these little barcodes and shit across the TV screen? We're just gonna act like these motherfuckers are computer whizzes all of a sudden?
I heard Eric Rowan had a master's in microbiology.
Shut the fuck up. That is so not true.
That's true.
Watch him really have a fucking master's degree in something. He looks like the type of motherfucker that's got a really good degree and you'd never fucking know it.
Don't let the long ginger beard fool you.
He's a fucking biochemist or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Eric Rowan's education.
You're thinking logically though. Sometimes you just gotta suspend your belief a little bit and.
But they have coached me over the past 2 years to not suspend disbelief that wrestling is a real thing now, and now you got Papa Shango type shit happening.
I never watched it. I was too young for that. Wasn't he making people cough blood up and stuff?
Yeah, he fucking put a spell on the Ultimate Warrior. And next thing you know, the Ultimate Warrior's racist. It all started with Papa Shango.
He was racist too?
Yeah, Ultimate Warrior's racist as shit.
I know he was gayist and all types of
shit he said about people in New Orleans during Katrina and all that.
What did he say?
I'm not going to repeat it on here. You have to find that for yourself.
Dropping N-bombs?
Ultimate Warrior was a piece of shit, though.
Well, fuck him too. Him and Terry.
Yeah. 2 peas in a pod. That's why I always trust in the Macho Man. He didn't like either one of them motherfuckers.
Dig it.
Be a man, Hogan.
What's the last type of supernatural thing that you really do? You were never a huge Undertaker fan. Sting had a little bit of supernatural thing.
Sting wasn't supernatural. He just fucking dropped down out of the ceiling with a baseball bat. Ain't nothing supernatural.
I thought I could have swore he did some lightning shit back.
Nah. He had lightning in his entrances and shit like that, but he was never supernatural.
For some reason I remember him and Vampirio getting a little bit on that type of side of thing.
Vampiro did, but again, Sting just beat his ass with a baseball bat. Sting never got supernatural. Vampiro did.
Okay.
Because he was a vampire.
Well, I mean, you had to like a little bit of the Kane and Undertaker stuff before they jumped the shark.
Nah, I was never a fan.
That was one of the... Was it for like Stone Cold like outshining them? I feel like that was a really good story with Kane and Undertaker from Bad Blood to WrestleMania. Then after that, I kind of quit caring about it.
Bad Blood coming back to Atlanta this year, hopefully.
What a throwback.
Rumor has it they're gonna have Taylor Swift singing the theme song.
Now we got Bad Blood. That would be so lame.
If y'all didn't know it before, EJ's girlfriend's white. You could tell by
I was on that before she got in the picture.
He got outdanced by 2 white women this past weekend, y'all.
Don't believe the hype of what Rucker saying.
You said it.
Believe whatever he says what you want to, but try me in person and you'll get embarrassed.
Dance Revolution.
You'll get embarrassed. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. So it boils down to you not liking the supernatural hokey stuff, but it's hair, so I guess we got to deal with it and see where they go with it.
Yeah. What else we got on the docket to talk about?
Well, I mean, Rollins came back. We talked about it in Power Rankings, but you didn't really give your thoughts on him returning.
It's early, isn't it? Like, I didn't get a chance to miss him.
Yeah, it's been gone since Mania.
Yeah, it's just 2 months. Becky got home. Becky got home. That motherfucker. We were talking about Bad Boys. Remember how Martin retired and he was fucking up stuff with the ceiling fan and all that? His wife's like, "You need to get out of the house." Becky's like, "You need to go back to Raw." You get on my goddamn nerves. Your knee is fine.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Like you said, I guess it's only been 2.5 months. It seems like Mania was a long time ago, though, but early April. Yeah, is this a one-off or is he back for good?
He's getting a fucking title shot at Money in the Bank.
Yeah, but is he leaving after he gets the title shot? What is there really for him to do right now?
I don't know. I didn't think we'd see Seth till after SummerSlam. So for him to be back already, like, I guess he figured we got a lot of momentum going. I don't want to fucking lose my place in line. I better get my ass back out there. But I thought what Seth did during WrestleMania, like on a bad knee with a torn meniscus and what do you have, a torn MCL and all kind of other shit, like to go out there and wrestle 2 times in 2 nights and keep that storyline going. Even The Rock said he was the MVP of WrestleMania. Like, take your time, man. Take some time off.
Didn't he get the minor surgery done with the meniscus?
He did, but I feel like take a little extra time off, even if you are ready. I don't know. It just seems really early. Like, we didn't get a chance to miss him.
Yeah, but did you watch it live?
Yeah.
Did it, like, the surprise not make you smirk a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, for the first like 13 seconds, I was like, "Oh shit, Seth is back," and then I was like, "Damn, Seth's back already?"
Yeah,
I don't know.
He could have gave us more time to miss him more, but
He
wanted to come back.
He's not needed right now, though. Like, there's plenty of people at the top of the card that he could let get their shine on, and he comes back, you know, the night after SummerSlam. That's only a month and a half from now. But I just think it would have hit harder if he would have stayed away until the night after SummerSlam. I don't know. It's just a bit early for me. But I'm not going to complain about Seth Rollins being back. Like, he's one of the best wrestlers in the world.
True. And I know we'll make our predictions in a couple weeks for Money in the Bank, and I hate fantasy booking, but obviously I don't think he's going to beat Damian Priest, but I don't think Damian Priest is going to beat him straight up. So do you think what happens at Money in the Bank will, like, go into the next thing that Seth is going to do? The outcome of Money in the Bank is going to not predict, but, like, you know, lay out his next steps and how he moves in the company going forward?
Well, you know, the first person that the Fiend feuded with was not actually, it wasn't Seth Rollins, it was Finn Balor and Daniel Bryan, but he won the title from Seth. So it could be something with the Wyatts that cost him from winning the title.
That I'll probably start jumping on your bandwagon. Like, what the fuck are we doing if they do that?
Maybe that's why he came back.
That's the only thing I can think of really right now, because like you said, everybody else has got their own thing going on. Not really a spot for him, and we all know who the winner is going to be facing after this. I mean, spoiler, I think Damian's going to win, and he's going to face Gunner at SummerSlam, so maybe he is going to do some Wyatt family stuff. We all saw that happen. Like, people went from cheering Seth Rollins to booing him after that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm willing to give it a chance. But, yeah, I guess shout out to Seth Rollins. Like you said, maybe a little bit early, but he's still one of the best wrestlers in the world. So I guess the more the merrier, so to speak.
I will say this, they at least gave us there's a plethora of options they could go with for the world. I mean, you got Money in the Bank coming up. You got Seth versus Damian. You got Gunther waiting in the wings. You got whoever wins the Money in the Bank waiting in the rings. You got Punk and McIntyre, who easily could end up being the world champion eventually in a couple, months, to where they're feuding over the title. Or is one of them going to cost the other one the title again before they finally get their feud? Like, there's a lot of top-heavy stuff going on the Raw side. And over on SmackDown, you just got Cody.
Yeah, he's running thin over there. But something we haven't talked about yet. The Bloodline attacked them after the match.
Yeah, it just doesn't hit the same.
What do you mean? You know how to rep them today? The Bloodline shirt for people that are listening to audio. I got the Bloodline shirt on.
It's not like Roman was standing there and started swinging on him. It was just Solo. Like, we watched LA Knight beat Solo all fucking year. Like,
we got Roman Reigns at home, which is Solo.
We got Roman Reigns at home. We got the Wish version of Roman Reigns.
He's gonna disrespect Solo like that.
And the Usos.
I was just saying, he's the homemade hamburger patty. He's not McDonald's. He got bell peppers and shit sticking out of it.
Onions. Big ass onions on some Wonder Bread. I like Solo, but he's not ready for this shit. I shouldn't say he's not ready. They haven't built him up enough for this shit.
But they have, though, a little bit.
Who's going to believe that Solo's going to beat Cody?
Paul Heyman. Better believe.
But I mean, legit, like, fans that are watching this, like, we're just like, all right, let's get through Solo so we can get to whoever Cody's next guy is. Nobody's gonna believe that Solo's gonna win.
So in a perfect world, like you said, the kind of running thing where you just put Randy Orton in that spot, people believe that.
In a perfect world, I would have had Solo kicking ass the past 6 months.
Well, hindsight is always 20/20. We're here now.
True, but if they were booking it correctly and they were gonna, I shouldn't say correctly, but if they knew Solo was gonna take over this new bloodline, why is he not winning matches the past 6 months? Why is he not wrestling? Why is he not a threat?
He was winning like all his matches until like Royal Rumble-ish they started making, because he was like undefeated for a while. They went down the losing route for some reason, which I don't understand.
How many months ago was Royal Rumble?
I know, like you said, like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why he was just like the heater for Roman Reigns the past 6 months, and now Roman's gone and not in the situation that you just said, but they had to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. So here we have it, and I'm guessing they're gonna run into that Money in the Bank, because I don't see him being a SummerSlam opponent for Cody. Gotta make do for what you have.
Yeah. Any AEW talk we want to get to before we get up out of here? Anything we need of note?
Yeah. Like you said, AEW is always 6 days before we record this. You probably forgot, but looks like we're getting Blood and Guts. I can't remember which city they said, but it's going to be
Nashville.
Nashville, Cashville.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
A city that you enjoyed when you went.
Yeah. I thought about actually getting tickets to go see it, but I didn't.
It's on a Wednesday. That's kind of a weird day to go travel for something like that.
That's
right?
why I didn't. If it would have been a Collision, I'd have thought about it.
Oh, if it was a Collision playing this, I feel like that'd be worth the drive. You said Nashville's only like 3 hours from you, 2 hours from you?
4.
Yeah, I'd make that trip if it was a Saturday, but yeah, Wednesday is a bad day to go. But so far, I think it's the Bucks, Okada, and Jack Perry, but it's supposed to be 5-on-5. I don't think they named any of the people on the other side. So just if you had to guess, who would you put on the other side of the 5? Because I don't think they're going to repeat Anarchy in the Arena people.
I feel like it's got to be Swerve, right?
Yeah, he's got to be the anchor, but then you still have 4 spots left.
MJF?
Why MJF? He hasn't had any beef with the Elite. He talked shit a little bit.
He's got a fucking AEW tattoo now.
So I guess he automatically has to be on the team.
Like, you can't get a tattoo and not be on the team. Like, what the fuck?
So you got MJF, Swerve. Who the other 3 did?
Ospreay.
Yeah.
Dustin Rhodes.
Why?
He loves AEW.
There's still one left.
Moxley.
He's always been. I don't know about the Dustin pick, but yeah.
I was bullshitting with Dustin Rhodes. I think Bryan and Moxley.
Moxley. That's a hell of a team right there.
And then the 5th member of the Elite would be Hangman.
You already took my pick for the Elite 5th member.
My bad.
No, I'm gonna keep it. I'm not like I can't pick it too. But I might have not thought of this by myself. So if I'm stealing from somebody else's show or podcast, I apologize. But if that is Hangman in that 5th position, how about Ospreay getting screwed over somehow? I don't know. It might be the Don Callis family. It might be by somebody else at Forbidden Door. How about you get Ospreay versus your boy Ricochet?
Ooh.
All in. You get Swerve, Hangman, all in with a title.
Is Ricochet in AEW now? Is that official?
Nah, it's not official, but they say his contract runs up in July. And if your contract runs up, you don't have like a no compete. You could just go over there.
Right. You didn't get released, so there's no 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
Ricochet, I tell you what, he fucking got out a week in time. He got his ass kicked by Braun Breaker, but he ain't had to run up on the Wyatts, so he got off easy. He saw that shit coming. He said, "Samantha, we both out of here." Samantha wasn't on TV last night either.
Yeah, I like that. I don't know if they did it on purpose or it was just a coincidence.
I feel like with them selling the Ricochet stuff, I don't think he's leaving.
Maybe he's gonna come back for one more match.
Something, because there's no way they would have her off of TV again if he's like leaving the company and she's at home helping him mend his wounds.
Well, we'll see.
But back to AEW. I wouldn't be mad at Ricochet versus Ospreay All In or All Out.
Either one, because they got both to do.
Yeah.
What I don't get is, I understand how over Ospreay is, and you got to strike while the iron's hot, but they act like Swerve is some scrub, like the fans still on hot for him every week. Why are people such in a rush to put that title on Ospreay? Why not let him cook with the international title? He's still young. He got time. Like, why are they in a rush to give him the world title? I don't understand it. And it is probably by internet fans, but it's by like quote unquote journalists and broadcasters I'm hearing. Like, why are they in such a rush? Ospreay is Ospreay. He's gonna be over unless he goes Hulk Hogan on us. Like, I don't see the fans just going cold on Ospreay out of a sudden.
I think Swerve beats him.
I think so too. But then you're gonna have people bitching about it.
Let him bitch.
But I don't get why they such in a rush to get Ospreay the world title. I don't understand. I'm just kind of trying to get you to play devil's advocate a little bit because I really don't understand for real.
I mean, he's probably the best wrestler they have. He's the most over wrestler that they have. Like, all signs point to him should be the world champion, but they put the international title on him. I mean, I can't really be devil's advocate because I don't think they should put it on him right now. No. I think he should take a loss to Swerve, and honestly, he should probably lose when they're in Wembley. The guy's been
if he goes against like a Ricochet or if he rematches Swerve or something.
The guy's been doing nothing but winning since he got here. Like, what? It was the same thing with Cody. Like, what struggle has he had? Like, he's just always winning.
I don't know if you were paying attention on the tour that he did before AEW, but he was taking L after L after L. I think because he knew he was gonna not lose in AEW.
In New Japan.
And then like he was doing a bunch of indie days and he was losing the indie guys. I'm like, what is this guy doing?
He's fulfilling his his contractual obligations, and since he was leaving, they're like, all right, we'll put the person over. And he's like, it's what you do when you leave the territories and you go somewhere else. But like, nobody knows about that shit. Like, I don't know that he lost to fucking Mean Joe Brown in fucking Paducah, Kentucky. You know what I mean? Like, all I know is this motherfucker beat Takeshita. He beat Daniel Bryan. He's won the international title. Like, that's all I know.
Yeah, man. I think Swerve beats him too. I don't know. We'll make our official picks next week or whatnot. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to cut the legs from underneath Ospreay. I mean, not Ospreay, Swerve, just to make Ospreay look good. You could let both of them flourish.
Let him cook.
It's Swerve. I'm predicting Swerve beat Ospreay, but he doesn't have to do it straight up. I mean, they still had really tied the Don Callis family story up. You could do it that way.
It's definitely going to be some Don Callis shit involved in the finish.
So, yeah. That's the storytelling that y'all want, that the people are saying, put the belt on Ospreay. There's your story. He doesn't win it straight up. Have him have some struggle.
Yeah.
But yeah, Blood and Guts, I think it's a good stopgap because they got some time in between Forbidden Door and All In. So Blood and Guts is like the stopgap, and you know how they always go all out, no pun intended, in Blood and Guts. So
well, that's all I got, EJ.
Yeah, man. So I guess we have to see what happens with your favorite storyline with the Wyatts next week. I'll be tweeting and raving all about it, but
I'd rather watch Jordan Grace.
Hey, man, you've grown on Jordan Grace over the past year or so.
I'll take a Jordan Grace match any day of the week over the Wyatt Sicks.
He's saying it sarcastically, like Jordan Grace is garbage or something.
No, I'm telling you that. I mean, she is garbage, but I'm saying that even I'll take a CM Punk match over the Wyatt Sicks.
Like 2024 version of CM Punk.
This nigga right now, yes.
Oh man, it ain't looking good for y'all. Wyatt Sicks if he
little frail ass CM Punk that probably can't get through 13 minutes of the match. I'll take that.
Well, there you have it. And that'll wrap it up for us at Boot to the Face.
Where's Rebel from AEW? I'll take a Rebel match.
Oh man, I was just thinking about her like 3 or 4 weeks ago because I was thinking about Britt Baker. I'm like, what the hell happened to Rebel?
She's on Instagram.
Really? I might have to open the old Instagram machine.
You know, she was a cheerleader for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I know. I'm fully aware.
Former TNA Knockouts champion, Rebel.
I knew she was in TNA. I didn't know she won a belt over there.
I could be making that up, but I'm pretty sure she won. Big Rebel fan over here, this guy. She used to have the coldest interest in wrestling back in the day.
Hey, man. Once Britt and Jamie Hayter comes back, they got a little something brewing over there in the women's division.
Jamie Hayter's joining the Wyatt family.
I mean, what's your old girl, Blair Davenport? They're former tag team partners. Maybe both of them will join.
Wyatt family. Ugh. Anyway, you got anything else you want to say, Jay, before we get out of here?
That's all I got. Good show today, and shout out to everybody listening. Subscribe on YouTube. Go follow us on Twitter. X, I guess it's called now. Instagram, all that good stuff.
The TikTok, EJ's putting those dope ass videos out there for us.
Yeah, go follow us on TikTok. Those numbers have been pretty good, so go to our TikTok and follow that as well.
I don't have anything else, EJ. So for EJ Reed, I'm Chris Rucker. This has been another episode of Boot to the Face. We will be back next week, where I promise you we will talk more AEW. Until then, for EJ Reed, I'm Rucker. Peace!
Yeah, Mr. Chaos. Boot to the face. Let's go. California to Georgia, we get it poppin', homie. We taking over the game, so fuck who hatin', homie. We bounty hunting, taking all of the trash out. Your podcast a one-hit wonder like Smash Mouth. Y'all can talk all that big shit, don't wanna hear it. Shout out to the one and only Santana Garrett. Top rope, dropping elbows from other leagues. Boot to the face, hook the leg is 1, 2, 3. Chris Rucker, Marty V making mics melt. The meal-friendly podcast will make your wife melt. Beer drinking, this whiskey chugging, this podcast. We just sit back and laugh and tell them top that. Competition is missing, you know they died off. Every shirt they put to work is looking fly, boss. You want the best in audio, there's nowhere to go. Another episode right now, start the show.